Welcome to MPGH Student News. I'm Samantha Brooks with today's top story. To my sides are my two correspondents, Lizzie Carter and Sadie Peterson. Today's top story is on GMOs and their pros and cons. The question is what GMOs are. GMOs are genetically modified organisms whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. GMOs are used to produce many medications and genetic modified foods.
An issue that could worry our society is that several animal studies indicate serious health risks associated with GMOs, including immune problems, accelerated aging, faulty insulin regulation, and changes in major organs.
A pro about GMOs is that GMO crops can be tailored to provide better health benefits. GMO foods can be modified so they provide a complete nutritional profile.
Multiple vitamins and minerals can be built into the crops as they are grown by adjusting the genetic profile of the plant, making it possible for people to get what they need with fewer foods and lower costs. That makes it possible to provide more people who are living in poverty with the food resources they need to maintain their health.
Another pro is that the possibility of an increased shelf life. GMO crops can be engineered to last longer once harvested, which makes it possible to extend the distribution life of the food product.
That makes it possible to use the existing infrastructure for food distribution to send healthy foods further around the world. That means including locations which are experiencing food shortages can still receive affordable foods that can benefit the general population.
Genetically modified crops can conserve energy, soil, and water resources. That allows our food distribution networks to make less of an impact on the environment. Food can be grown in areas that receive very little rainfall and have zero irrigation with proper genetic modifications.
Crops can be grown on fields with little soil. Because the crops have an increased resistance to disease, weeds, and pests, there is a greater consistency in the yields that can be produced. That makes it easier to budget food resources for a larger population base.
On April 23, 2018, the New York Times released an article about GMOs. Farmers and agricultural scientists have been genetically engineering the foods we eat for centuries through breeding programs that result in large and largely uncontrolled exchanges of genetic material.
But what many consumers may not realize is for many decades, in addition to traditional crossbreeding, agricultural scientists have used radiation and chemicals to induce gene mutations in edible crops in attempts to achieve desired characteristics.
There may be an increased risk of allergy or food intolerance. Animal testing may be highly conservable, but it should be noted that GMO food studies in animals have found organ impact in virtually every circumstance. In humans, there may be an increased trend of food allergies and digestive intolerance because of genetic modification.
GMOs create superweeds. If nature knows how to do one thing well, it is to adapt. As crops have grown more resistant to weeds, the weeds have grown stronger and more resilient to the chemicals applied to them that try to kill them.
Because of this, some farmers have resorted to using ingredients such as 2 and 40, which is one of the primary ingredients found in Agent Orange. The U.S. Veterans Administration has a long list of presumptive disease associated with Agent Orange exposure, with many of them being cancers.
GMO crops can contaminate other fields. The crops may be genetically modified, but they still grow the same way as any other crop. That means pollination is required for the crop to produce the fruit that is being grown. Bees do much of the pollination work, which means they are exposed to the genetic changes of the plant.
Seeds are produced by these GMO crops as well in many instances, which can be spread to other fields and contaminate them. If cross-pollution occurs, there is no predictable outcome for both fields. Thank you for tuning in to MPGH Student News. We hope you'll learn a lot about GMOs and what their pros and cons are. Have a great day!